because you're going to be able to apply everything Camille's going to teach us today. You're going to be able to apply it into your business and begin to implement it and take your business to the next level. Camille, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Okay, let's see. I got my video on. Let me try it again. Hold on.
We can see.
You see me? Oh, okay.
Okay, it may be my phone. There you go, Camille. All right, guys, take it away.
Okay, awesome. So I am definitely going to record this call. So let me hit record. Okay, everybody, thanks so much for jumping on. My name's Camille Westmoreland. I'm super, super excited to jump on with you guys. I do love to jump on here, once a quarter or whenever Dr. Jewel asks me to really just make sure that everybody sees and understands everything that goes along with business building, because my goal is to make sure that everyone is as efficient and as effective with their business building and understanding all the facets, the ins and outs and things like that. So I'm going to try to go through my presentation as quickly as possible to leave time for any questions. You can put them in the chat and I'll try to answer as many questions as you guys have that I don't cover in the presentation. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. So let me get ready to share my screen. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start this slideshow. Okay, so I told Dr. Jewel, she asked me what I wanted to talk about, and I just told her I wanted to talk about maximizing where rank advancement is concerned. I actually started looking at some different things where business building was concerned to help myself become more efficient and effective, and so I wanted to make sure that I share this information with other people. So definitely make sure, check that chat. If you got leaders that's not on the call, you definitely want to get them on the call. Watching the replay is good for the person that has the patience to sit and watch it, but getting it live gives you so much more because of the questions and things like that you are able to ask. So anyway, we're going to jump in here. So it's a couple of points for effective business building that I want to make sure that everybody understands. First of all, ask them, do you use Wells Fargo? Let me tell you, we get this question a lot. Or we get people messaging us like they're trying to pay, but their payment's not working and the bank is not seeing it and this and that. So right now, Wells Fargo is not a bank that is actually accepted by IM Mastery Academy. So that's one of the first questions that you want to ask people, just to make sure to go ahead and clear the airwaves there, okay? The next thing that you definitely want to make sure of is to make sure that they understand that the name being used to register and the name on the card must match, okay? This is extremely important because it doesn't matter if you're husband and wife or whatever. If the husband card is on that, name is on that card, then the husband's name needs to be the one signing up in the system. Because what happens is when it goes to the quality control, automatic refunds are being submitted. So I've had a lot of people reach out to us because they're getting refunded and they're like, well, I didn't initiate a refund. The company is initiating that refund because everything has to match. Okay, so you got to make sure that, and then they end up having to wait for the refund to sign back up. So to be effective, you want to make sure that you are checking those things. Those are like one of the first things I ask. And then the second thing I say, if I know it's a couple. Like if I know it's just one person, I don't really have to say that. But if I know it's a couple coming in, it's like, okay, make sure whatever name you put on here is the name for the card that you're utilizing. Okay. And then make sure every new person comes in as a customer, not an IBO. This is extremely important because 55% customer volume is necessary in order for you to hit ranks. And then once you get out of that percentage standpoint, if you will, you have volume there, but it doesn't really count. And so I'm going to kind of talk about that a little bit. I didn't get a chance to do a real visual, but I'm going to try to kind of explain it so hopefully it works. And then also keep a minimum of 6 personals. The reason I recommend keeping a minimum of 6 personals is because you have people that will fall off, not because they quit, but if a customer upgrades to an IBO, you no longer have that customer volume that you need for your personals. If that customer gets 2, you no longer have that customer volume. So when they get their 2 to be free, that volume goes away. So when it's talking about personals, it's not talking about just people that are connected to you. It's talking about personally paid subscribers. And let me cut off my annotation because people are writing on my screen. Hold on. So you just want to make sure. And I felt like 6 was very conservative, but I pushed to have 10 to 15 personals myself, always active, meaning paying. Okay. And the reality is you're going to find some people that just want to pay. They don't want to find 2 people, and that's okay. I don't pressure anybody to get 2 because I know that their volume is helping me hit rank, and their volume is also helping me maintain my ranks. Okay. So anyway, so I wanted to tell you that. So now your ideal business setup. The goal is to have 3 legs. There may be some cases where you have more than 3 legs for whatever reason. You missed the window to place, or you started a new leg because a leader went inactive or someone went inactive and then they decided to reactivate. It could be different things, and it's okay. Don't feel like you have to reach out and be like, man, I don't have 3 legs. I'm not going to be able to hit rank. What I tell my team and what I tell people to do is focus on your 3 legs that have builders in it that's really pushing. That's where your focus is. All the other is just kind of extra. Because I have someone now who has 2 people that's like leg 4 and 5, but they straight customers that's just trading. So it's not a big deal. So that's when you as a leader have to come in and kind of survey your organization to kind of see where I need to be paying attention. And then it's also important to recognize that because your 3 legs with the most volume are the legs that show up in your rank report. And we're going to talk about the rank report here in a little bit when I go to the next couple slides. Okay, so rank advancement chart. So I really just recreated this really quick because your rank advancement is now based on the number of subscribers. It used to be like volume / subscribers, blah, blah, blah. But now that there are so many variations as to what package you get, what add-ons you can get, and all of that to me is kind of out the window. So now it's more focused on the number of people, not necessarily what the overall number says, if that makes sense. Okay. So I created this quick chart right here. So you can see now at Platinum 150 or Platinum 600, really you just need 3. You know what I'm saying? Well, Platinum 600 is really 2 customers and 1 subscriber. So that's another thing. You have to know the difference between a customer and a subscriber. I didn't put that in there. But understand this. You have to have 3 customers. Now, an IBO can be a subscriber, but they cannot be a customer. So, for example, if Dwayne Lodge enrolled me, I signed up with the Platinum package. I'm a customer, but I'm also a subscriber because I'm subscribing to the services. Now, once I upgrade the IBO, because I'm now building a business, I'm still considered a subscriber, but I'm no longer a customer. Okay. So this is really good for the people who are, just starting off, or you right here at the Platinum 600 rank and Platinum 1000 rank and so forth. This is another reason that you want to make sure that you're continually enrolling people. Okay. Because what happens is Dwayne just enrolled myself, Randy Webb, and Dr. Jewel. So Dwayne is now a Platinum 150. But look, me, Randy, and Dr. Jewel turn around and enroll 3 people. So now we upgrade to IBO. So now Dwayne has 3 Platinum 150s who have 3 customers. That's a total of 12 subscribers, right? But because we upgraded, Dwayne no longer has any customers. So we're Platinum 150. Dwayne could be Platinum 600, but because he has no customers, he is now no rank at all. I want to make sure you understand that. So that's why you want to continually be enrolling people. When you enroll people and like honestly what I do, when I enroll people and I know they're going to be builders, I don't even really count them as my customers. I'm already thinking I need to go ahead and replace that person because they're going to be upgrading the IBO really quick. Okay, so that's kind of the mindset of what you want to think. So I broke this down from Platinum 150 all the way to Chairman 500, the number of customers that you need to have in place. Okay, honestly, if you follow this chart, you'll never like go down from rank because of your personals. And I'll say that because on the regular compensation chart for Platinum 600 and Platinum 1000, you really only need 2 customers, right? But once you get to 2000, it starts with 3. So I just tell everybody, keep 3 minimum. 3 is your magic number. Even if the rank report says you only need 2, think 3. And the reason why is this, and I had this happen to somebody recently. They were Platinum 2000. So they had their 3 people. They had all the volume that they needed for Platinum 2000. But then they only had 3 customers. They only had 3 customers. They did not have the extra overage that I recommend. So one of their customers went free. So now while they have the volume for Platinum 1000, 2000, they only getting paid at Platinum 1000 because they don't have enough personals. They don't have enough customers. Okay. So you want to make sure that you actually, just kind of follow that. And so this tells you on the second row the second row, the number of subscribers that you need in order to hit the rank above. And then, as I mentioned, well, I didn't really mention this, but from a rank advancement standpoint, you have to you can max out at 40% per leg. So if you look at my numbers on the very bottom, I know Platinum 600 looks a little off, but I'm going to explain why. When they updated everything with the charts, Platinum 600 is generally like 444. But they've actually rounded. I've been testing this out for the last 2 months with my leaders in building, so I could be able to share this with you guys. So anyway, so the bottom level tells you the max number of people that can come from one leg. So to check where you are towards your rank, you want to pay attention to the rank report page in your back office at im.academy. I encourage you to look at that every day. I look at it every day. Keep note that whenever you do enroll someone, their volume does not show up immediately. The volume is updated on the rank report, I believe, twice a day. So if you don't see it, don't panic. Just check it a little later in the day, and you should start seeing those numbers update, okay? So anyway, so I wanted to keep going. So if you go to your menu settings, you'll see rank report right here. So when you click on it, you get the chart. The area that you're paying attention to is the weekly rank cheat sheet and your placement tree express calculator. So this cheat sheet tells you, and remember, this is based off the 40% rule. So we've been building and we're looking to get 40% in one leg, 40% in another leg, and 20% in another leg, right? So this cheat sheet is showing you that, okay? So when you're looking, it's like, hey, I'm looking to reach Chairman 10. In my first leg, I need 200, so I got 254. In my second leg, I need 200, but I got 155. And in my third leg, I need 100, but I got 49. So it kind of gives you a clear idea of where you need to be focusing in order to hit the ranks. And I don't know if I put this on here. But the goal is for you to see what ranks you can create. So as you're creating ranks, your rank will automatically happen. So if I'm pushing for a Chairman 10, I'm looking to build up 2 Platinum 5000s and a potential third 5,000 or 2,000. So that's how you have to think. So when I go to my 3 main leaders that I'm looking to push to that rank, we're then looking at their organization and say, okay, if you're trying to get 5,000, you need to be creating 2 2000s and a 100. So who are the leaders in your organization that we can push to these ranks? And so that's how you want to think. You want to think about your team. Making them successful makes you successful, and that's the mindset you have. So from my research the last 2 weeks, 1 to 2 months, it's like some major game changers out there. So I was like mind blown. So let's kind of talk about it. Okay. So this weekly rank cheat sheet, I'm getting tongue tied, is based off the 40-40-20, as I mentioned. That's what we've been doing day one since we came in 4 years ago. 40-40-20, which is absolutely right. And people would ask me here and there, and I'm like, I don't know. I haven't seen it live, but I've actually had the opportunity to see it live, that you could actually make rank 2 other ways. I put 2 different ways, but 2 alternate ways. So really 3 ways. 40% based off of the compensation plan is the max you can get from one leg. But that does not mean that you have to max out 40% on the other leg. The other 60% or whatever can come any kind of way. And technically 40% is the max, but it doesn't mean that you have to get 40%. As long as it don't go over 40%, all your volume helps to help you hit rank. And so I was like, are you sure this is right? But real talk, in my team, I've been helping people hit goals using these 2 alternate strategies because I wanted to see if it worked. I'm like, okay, let's just play with it. This is what I'm thinking. Place this person here so we can see. Okay. So it's really a game changer. So now you have 3 different ways you can hit rank. So you don't have to feel like, man, I got this power leg, or I got these 2, or, you know, it just really changed the game for me and how I'm helping, you know, everybody, you know, hit their ranks or whatever. So I created weekly rank cheat sheets for the 40% where you max out one leg and you just split the other 2 legs over 30%. Or if you split them out evenly 3 ways. So you'll get access to this cheat sheet, right? And so just to kind of give you an example, for Platinum 600, we just popped one today that we're going to announce. Based off of the compound chart from 12 people, 40% of that is 4.8. The company is rounding that up to 5. I literally got someone, and I was talking to her yesterday, and I was like, okay, we need to get you one more person on your leg, because this is before it just happened yesterday. I didn't think it worked for 600. I thought it only worked for 1,000 and above. So when we were looking like, okay, we got one more that we got to get in for you so you can be Platinum 600. But then when she woke up this morning, she was a Platinum 600. So that made me see, okay, this applies to 600 and above. I thought it could only work for Platinum 1,000 and above. And so that was literally her structure, 5, 4, 3. Actually, in the leg that 5, she really had like 8 or 9 people or whatever, but just 4 in the other leg and 3 in that leg to hit rank. So now what it does is, if you have that power leg, it's cool. That power leg got you set to go multiple ranks, right? And then let's just say you got these other 2 legs. You could really be building them side by side. One doesn't have to be super weak. One don't have to be super strong, you know, and you could literally just follow this and say, okay, I'm going to get 40% max out of one leg. The other 60%, I'm just splitting up amongst my 2 legs. And so this is, you know, a way for you to be able to just kind of see where you are. Like, I encourage you, and I'm going to post these in Rise to Profit team app. I encourage you just to have access to all 3. So even as you're building, you just kind of see based, you know, don't just pick one. So with my team, I'm not just picking one or the other. I'm like, let's just keep building and keep going. And as we building and going, let's see which of these charts you're closest to popping rank in accordance to. You see what I'm saying? So you don't have to just say I'm doing 40, 40, 20. You don't have to just say I'm doing 40, 30, 30 or 33, 33, 33. I mean, you could technically do that 60% after that 40 max can be split anyway. You can split your percentages up really anyway, as long as one leg is not greater than 40%. You see what I'm saying? So that's the whole premise with that business building strategy. And so yeah, so that's pretty much that in a nutshell. So I encourage each and every one of you, and you can take a screenshot of this, but like I said, I'm gonna post it in the Rise and Profit team app and all of this, so you'll be able to access it there. But some action steps if you're serious. I encourage you to create a system where you can clearly identify who is on what leg, who is building. Start while you're small so you can duplicate it with your leaders and become a well-oiled machine. I left my notebook upstairs, but I have a notebook that I created. And in that notebook, I have, my first segment is all my personals. So I write down their name, their IBO number, their IBO username, and contact information. And yeah, I could put this in my phone, but it's something about being able to see it on paper. You know what I'm saying? So I encourage you, do digital, but, you know, start, if you're small, like I say, anybody that's like 5,000 or less, you really need to be writing stuff out. But the cool thing is you don't have to keep up with a lot, because as you grow, you're duplicating yourself. Okay. And so now you got your leaders doing what you do. So now all you have to do is keep communicating with your main leaders. They'll be communicating with their main leaders, and it becomes a oil machine. So in my first segment of it, I have all my personals, their information. Then I have what leg I placed them under. Then I have who is their success team. So like I created a success team, right? So anytime I have brand new customers come in and I'm placing them, they're introduced to a minimum of 2 other people besides myself. And then we create a group text for that customer. So if that customer has a question, they post in that group text. So it's 3 of us that's able to touch them. So if they can't reach me, Marquita can respond. If Marquita can't respond, Robin can respond. That's going to be key to your growth. And I get it. I Am Academy is the educational platform, but nothing can beat that personal touch. Even if they know you just check in once a week or once every other week, hey, how's it going? You may want to take advantage of, like your groups and stuff like that. One of the things that we started in our movement, like within our team app, we chat every day. We have people working their compounding chart. We have them setting goals. They tell us their goals of how many trades they're trying to knock off their chart. They give us updates. All our brand new people, once we get them trained and they enter their first trade, they're in the chat talking about their trade, keeping that communication and that engagement, which also helps in the growth. So our team has built this really big relationship, around that. So just getting creative in what you do to make sure somebody's being touched. And so those spaces help you. So because if you're building fast, you may not be able to talk to every person every day and all of this because you want a building flow, but you got to make sure that you got a system and a success team of people that are there to answer questions and to be of support and things like that. So that's one of the things that I personally recommend. And I mentioned keep track of your personals and where your personals are actually placed. And I recommend doing one-on-ones with your personal enrollments and the enrollments of your personal enrollments. I always do a welcome call. Of course, I send them steps to get set up, but then I schedule 20 to 30 minutes to at least talk to them, answer their questions, make sure they understand how to enter their first trade. We're personally teaching everyone ECC 11 starting off because if we can get them trading and demo and at least making money and seeing the possibilities, we know we got someone for life, right? And so literally within their first 24 to 48 hours, we had them at least practicing in demo. We've explained ECC 11 without explaining too much of the Forex antics, if you will. They understand a lot in the PIP. We make sure they understand that part. We make sure they know how to enter a trade and how to follow a signal, how to close a trade. We make sure those things are in place. So now that they're trading, it now piques their interest on, okay, I made profit, but why? Or how did they come up with that? And then that provokes them to now continue on through the academy to get on IML TV or IM Go Live and, all of that. And so creating that system of what works. And so I do one-on-ones with all my new people, and then I make myself available. Y'all should check this out. If you go on Calendly.com, I don't know if y'all use Calendly. If you're a builder, I definitely encourage it. And so I've set up for all my personals enrollments, and if they're customers, the people that they enroll. So I do this mostly for my customers. Now I do speak with my business builders and they have access and we work together. But as far as my personal enrollments, because remember, your personal enrollments are key to you hitting rank, not just your business builders. They are important as well, okay? And so I just posted it in the chat. I tried, hold on. So Calendly, it's a free app if you only have one type of setup. So I set my Calendly up. I linked it to my Google Calendar. And so I was able to pick and say, because for me, I love Trade New York sessions. So most of the time, I don't do anything in the mornings. I don't start my work day with customers, IBOs and stuff until after 12. And so my Calendly is set up Monday through Friday for 20-minute increments for one-on-ones. And so it's literally on there. But then through my Google Calendar, if I'm traveling or I got a meeting, I just put it in my Google Calendar and Calendly blocks that time off so nobody can book. But outside of that time, they're able to schedule time. Like I got 2 that I have to do tomorrow. One is for a business builder who's trying to build in Charlotte. And then another one is for a new customer that's been in, but she still is kind of iffy on stuff. So making yourself available so you can lifestyle it and put it around your schedule. It's not like you have to do it hours upon hours each day. You do it when it works for you, but the key is for them to know that you're available. That's really the big thing. that they know you're available. And then also don't reinvent, plug in and duplicate. So it's systems out there that are very successful that are working. If you find something's not working, revisit it, or you may tweak it here or there. But the goal is for you to be duplicatable so that as you continue to grow, you don't hit peaks and then all of a sudden you're in a deep valley. Of course, we want to be on the uptrend, right? But you don't want that. You don't want that trend to change, and it's like a strong downtrend for a minute, right? So you want to make sure that you're doing the things necessary to stay on the uptrend. Of course, there are going to be some pullbacks out. You know what I'm saying? Just some light corrections or whatever. But still, the overall trend is going to be an uptrend, right? And so just doing these things will definitely put you in place for that. I do also encourage you, and I don't think I put this on there either, but I also encourage you, if you are a builder, even if it's you and one other person on your team that's building, even if it's you and 2 people or 3 people, you need to be doing leadership calls with them, right? You need to be making sure that y'all are talking about your goals. What can we do to get to those goals? Like when I tell y'all, I've literally been on the road for the last 5 months and I'm not even done. I'm headed to Pulaski, Tennessee when I leave here. Then I'll be in Atlanta tomorrow. Then I come back home, and then we're going to Winston-Salem, North Carolina for 2 days. And, and then we're going to Vegas. So we're like all over the place. But for the person that can't necessarily travel all over the place, launch calls with your leaders. I had all my leaders start back over, even myself. We went back and wrote down a list of 50 people, 100 people. Because some of us never really made it through our list. And it's just about, at this point for us, just helping as many families as possible. You know what I'm saying? And so you think about for you and your team, what is your mission? What is your goal? And then make sure you have a system that lives up to that. You know what I'm saying? That puts you out there like, yeah, I'm really seeing the benefit of this connection. That's what you want to see. You don't want somebody joining, you lead them by the wayside, just plugging them straight in the videos. They can't ask you no questions. Then they quit and join with somebody else because they felt like it was just hype, but you didn't really care. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, I think that's all that I have. This recording itself will definitely be available. I'm going to post it on Team app. It'll also be on my YouTube channel. Y'all can subscribe, Camille Westmoreland, to get the update whenever it is available. We are looking at being in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, I believe like the 2nd or 3rd week in November. I think like the 10th or the 11th. I'm just waiting on a few confirmations. We're going to do like a boot camp opportunity presentation, all of that. I have a girl in Charlotte, so we're trying to double back there too as well. So be on the lookout for those details. That's really honestly all that I have. So we can open it up for a few questions. I do have an appointment I have to leave for in about 15 minutes. So does anybody have any questions? Oh, y'all can't unmute yourself. Hold on. Okay, I went ahead and stopped the recording. Let me make it so y'all can unmute yourselves. Hold on.
Hey, Camille.
Hey.
It's Pastor Carl.
Yes, sir.
This question been in my spirit for about 10 minutes. I cannot wait till you let us talk. All right, my question is this. All right. So when a person becomes, I'm asking a question but making a statement at the same time. So when a person becomes a IBO, you no longer have that volume, correct?
When a person becomes an IBO, their volume still counts as long as they have 55% customer volume underneath them.
Right. In other words, so not an off balance of IBOs, but they have a perfect balance of 55%.
Right. So if that's why that's why you don't want anybody to upgrade until they have 3. Because let's just say I upgraded on my second person, right?
Oh, Lord. I
only got 50%. You only got, no, you're good. I'm sorry, you're good. You will be good because that's 100% customers underneath. Where you wouldn't be good is if one of those customers upgrade the IBO.
Okay, so if let's say if Jimmy gets 3 customers, but he does not upgrade the IBO,
Now, it depends on what angle you're speaking from. So, do you mean for your overall volume or your personal volume?
I guess is what I'm saying. So if I maintain like 6 personals or more, I'm good.
Yeah, because like if the guy you just mentioned upgrades to IBO, you now have 5 customers instead of 3.
You said if he upgrades to IBO, I have what?
Let's just say you got 6 customers and he's one of them. When he upgrades to IBO, he's no longer a customer for you, so you now only have 5 customers instead of 3.
But he does count for my overall volume.
He does count for your overall volume.
But in order to maintain your rank, you have to maintain a certain amount of personals.
Correct.
I'm just making sure I understand. Okay, because I want to echo this down to all my leaders today, and I like what you said because I kept wondering, what was the secret sauce? You kind of answered it. To really focus on those that are running because they're going to build the business.
Right.
And it may not be 10 people.
Right.
So, would you say that typically it's maybe about 2 to 3 people that usually you can say, okay, I know they're consistent. I know they're business builders, because I'm trying to find a way to differentiate my customers on a conversation I'm talking to builders about. Sometimes I get that a lot.
Now, what I did was with our team, because we have our chat with everybody that's customers and builders. Everybody's
in the same group for me too.
Yeah. Right, but what we did was we created a Google document, like a Google where a survey, if you will. And we said, if you're interested in building, we're going to add you to a separate group. Fill out this form. And so we have a Telegram group just for our builders.
Oh, wow.
So they submitted the form. We made them tell us what rank are you trying to hit by December 2019, by June 2020, and by December 2020. And, are you committed to being coachable and teachable? All of that. And the people who filled that out are in that group. If they didn't fill that out, they're not in there.
So that's a way to pre-qualify them.
Right. And so then in our whole group, we only post stuff about trading, trainings, education. But then our other one, that's what we post about the Rise and Profit Leadership Call. We do team trainings every Sunday night, so they're the only ones that know about that. You know what I'm saying? So that's how we decipher.
Oh my God!
We tell people we don't want people to feel pressure that they have to build. I'm like, you don't. We only want to work with the ones that want to build, and then we want to offer support to the ones that want to trade.
Man, this is good. I needed today's call because I was wondering how to separate. That was my frustration. He said, all you guys post about is building. And you get what I'm sure we've all gone through that. So,
and then what we do in our other group, because like sometimes we'll trade together. And then if we have, like, we just know, hey, Breakfast Club coming up. What's your trade goals this week? Jump on with Dr. Kathy. We're doing this, we're doing that. Everything towards IM education. That's all we post in that group.
So is there a way that I can get that pre-qualification form to get their interest level, and then I can have Angela to open up a separate group and only put those that are interested in building that provide me their goals? Yeah, that would help out greatly.
Yeah, and then what we did when they sent it, we did one-on-ones with each of them to come up with a plan. And then we make them be accountable on the calls, like what do you have going on? We're still working on the best time because we normally do Sundays at 5 Central, but then some are like Vegas time, so they just getting out of church or have something else going on. So we're still playing around with the best time to meet, but we've been pretty consistent with that time for the people who can get on, and then we follow up with the ones individually that didn't get to make it. But I could send you the questions. It actually was done through my Google account. So basically I'll send you the link where you go to create a Google form.
Yes.
And you literally just put the information in, and you'll get an email confirmation every time someone submits. But when you go back to the form, you can see all the submissions. So
yeah, that's going to help me really scale my business. Thank you so much, Camille.
Absolutely. Anybody else have any questions?
I didn't mean to take up a whole 10 minutes.
Camille, is there a chart that tells you who paid and who hasn't paid?
There's not a chart that tells you who's paid and who hasn't paid. we've been really pushing for that where that's concerned. The only thing you could do right now is if you see someone who, let's just say their volume says 0 and they're supposed to be active, or you're trying to figure out if they're active or free, because sometimes, remember, those numbers do not necessarily update. Hey, Pastor Carl, can you do me a favor and just text me as I'm talking of stuff I'm supposed to send over, because I'm probably going to forget. Even like somebody asked me to send the Google link out or instructions for that. So
okay, good. I got it.
I say I'm going to send, can you just text me a reminder? But so you can scroll over, like if you go to your placement screen where you can see everybody. Okay. If you go to the PV column and just put your mouse over it, it'll say platinum package last paid on this date. Even if it's 0 and they paid today, it lets you know what payment came today. So that lets you know that volume's going to roll. If it says last payment was done, let's just say September, let's just say it was done, what's today? The 24th. Let's just say it was done September 20th. You'll know, oh, that person, they beyond their 30 days, so they just not active.
Okay. And then what about, how does that affect your rank? So say, because we're 1 week in a whole, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to make sure my rank is good this week for next week.
Yeah, by Monday. So Monday is the Tuesday through Monday is your commission week. So if you want to be paid on a certain Friday as, let's just say, a 2,000, so for example, this Monday that's coming up, or let's rewind. So this past Monday that just passed, let's just say you were at 2,000. That means next Friday you'll get paid $500.
Okay.
But let's just say this past Monday you were a 1,000 and you became a 2,000 on Tuesday. You're gonna get paid $250 next week because your rank at the end of the period was 100. Was 1,000. You still don't qualify for 2,000 until the Monday pay period closes, and that's your rank. So you could be $2,000 this week, but then on Monday something happened and somebody fall off, and you back at 1,000. It didn't matter for 6 days you was 2,000. All that matters is what your rank is on that day. So that's why I tell people, don't get discouraged if you lost a person or something and you're not the rank. Just push to make sure you're back by the close of business on Monday. So Monday will determine what I get for. So this week is already determined by Monday that passed. So this past Monday is determined already for next Friday.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
Fridays later, basically.
Gotcha. Okay. I just want to make sure. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
We need this call more often, Camille. Seriously. Like, this is a lifesaver. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
I'll try to do it more. Any other questions before we wrap?
Hey, Camille, how you doing? This is Anthony from the UK.
Hey, UK. I love your accent, by the way.
Thank you so much for this session. Amazing. I love systems. I love all of this stuff. So, yeah, I'm geeking over this session. This is amazing. I wanted to ask, is there any plans for IM to have like a tree where you can visually see your team, the legs, and scroll down? Is there any plans for that? Because at the moment, I've created one myself using a family tree software online.
But you show me. They had a tree back there before they changed the back office. I've been here through 3 back office changes. So they had the tree, but the thing, it made it so hard because it was not like, I've been in companies where the tree would just keep going and you could click on one and it'll just open. But with them, I think because when I first started, it was only about 1,500 to 2,000 of us. So now we've grown so much. I think they're trying to figure it out, and we asked for it, but it's like on their list, but it ain't like top priority, if that makes sense. So I think it's going to come, but I just can't say when. I think there's a tree back there, but it's not really effective like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay. Let me see. Someone asked me the question, do you get paid for your first referral? You only get paid on referrals when you're an IBO. So when you someone signs up as a customer, and they enroll 2 people, they do not get paid off those people, but those people have now qualified them to be free for their next month. And so that's like your compensation. You don't have to pay the monthly fee. Once you get to your 3rd person, then you upgrade, and then anybody after that you will get paid on. Another thing that I wanted to mention was some people like to wait until they're getting close to platinum 600 to upgrade. I personally push my team to upgrade at 150 because they can stay customers until they enroll their 4th person. Because I want you to be able to place and set yourself up for success. I've seen people who can enroll 10 people, but because they're not platinum 600, they don't upgrade. They didn't get the people in the time window, so now they got 10 legs. And it's nothing that you can do about it, okay? So it's up to your personal preference. And then if you're a very strategic leader and you know, like for example, I have a person on my team. She's a very strong leader. She's very teachable. And so when I sign people up, I plug people in with her to, you know, help get her support. So what I did was she started enrolling her personal. So I started placing personal people under her because I'm like, she gonna help them. I'm about to push her to 600 real quick, right? And so she actually just popped 600. So we're gonna post her today. I'm really excited about that. And so as a leader, you want to be strategic. It's not about that one person getting it, or it's not about those customers, but you look at those people who have potential and who are hungry, and help as many people as you can, because you need the help. You're trying to get on this treadmill run. You need as many people to help you help people. And so that's one of the ways that you can look at it, but it's just really being strategic with that. It's like, okay, if she bringing her 4th or 5th person, yeah, I'm about to have you upgrade. But if you really just sitting at 3, stay a customer. Get your free until you really like, okay, now I'm on that next level. But most of my people that hit 150, they now on the roll, so they bringing in, you know, more. So it's like, okay, go ahead and upgrade. And so
I'm glad you said that 4th person, because I've had people get their 3, and then I had them, you know, upgrade because they got 3, but they really weren't really ready to be.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that. I'd rather you stay free so I can retain you.
Right.
Because when that monthly membership starts, I got to pay again. You know, it's just, yeah, that's a good nugget right there.
Yeah. And then because a lot of times, because I ran into this with a guy and he was like, they charged me, and I was like, well, remember we talked about you upgrading the IBO because you done enroll like 8 people. You don't want to build, you say, but you just said you can't stop talking to people. You know, I'm like, so let's look at your commission. So he had enough commission to really cover his monthly. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way that we set him up, because he literally brought 7 people in a week. And I'm like, nah, you a builder. I don't care what you say. You know, so anyway. Wait, hold on. What were you saying, Anthony? Go ahead.
No, ladies first. Let Christine go first.
Christine?
I'm sorry. No, this is to build off of Anthony. And I'm brand new. I really don't understand, but I don't want to miss I heard you say a window, and we can talk about that later. You know, I hit you up on Instagram. But the point was, the question I'm asking is, I just want to at least crawl before I walk and get to my 2 and free. Are you saying the only time I could get to 2 and free is if I'm IBO, or I could say
no? You have to be a customer to be 2 and free.
Gotcha.
So you're in the right place. We just need to work on your 2 people.
Okay, that's all I had.
Okay.
Hey, Camille. Like when we know we about to enroll a 3rd person, is getting ready to roll to hit that P150. Do we upgrade to IBO before we enroll them, or after we enroll that 3rd person? We need to upgrade to IBO right away.
I recommend people get the 3rd person in first, and this is why. Their card might not go through. They get discouraged and be like, never mind. And now you got a monthly fee that you wouldn't have had to have if you would have waited. So that's kind of my logic, because I've run into that. It's like, man, I want that $35, so let me upgrade before they sign up. And then they try to sign up, and it's blocked because they don't take this bank, or they got to send over their ID and stuff, or they be like, oh, it's too much. It was a check in my spirit. This must not be a God because it should have went through easy. You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. So I tell my people, get your 3rd in, and then it's all good. You didn't get that 35, but now you about to get that 150. Somebody asked a question. Okay, you're welcome. Someone asked a question with regards to placements. Do you just place at the bottom of your organization, or how do you decide where to place? I place based off of my leaders. So when I look at my rank report every day, I know exactly who my leaders are in every leg, right? So I know what leg I'm focused on to help me push to the next rank. So when I enroll a person, I pay attention to where they're located first. Because like right now, I have a superpower leg. Dr. Kathy was the first person I ever enrolled. So y'all can imagine how deep that leg is with Randy and Dwayne squad and Dr. Y'all can imagine what my power leg look like. So I tell people, don't get discouraged about a power leg. Shout out to y'all. Y'all already got me set up for, I think, Chairman 100. So I'm coming for it. So anyway, so I have 2 other legs that I'm working on to push myself to chairman. So what I do is, okay, if I sign somebody up in Nashville, more than likely they're going under Davina or Robin. Those are my 2 leaders that I'm trying to push up to their next level, right? So they're going to either go there. Or if I have someone that's in Alabama, they probably going to be on the Freddie on this leg. So you pay attention to where you need people at. I don't necessarily put it at the very bottom, but when I know I'm going to place under Robin, me and Robin look at her organization and say, okay, Robin, I'm putting this person under you. Your next rank is Platinum 1000. Looking at your structure, it looks like we should put them under this leg. You see what I'm saying? So I don't just randomly place. I get with that leader to see what best fits that leader. Okay.
Love it. Camille.
Yes.
Love it. You're a woman after my own heart. Seriously. What you're saying. I had a question. I've got some people that have said, yeah, I'm going to wait until I'm Platinum 600 before I upgrade to IBO. Which is understandable. But how does IM naturally place people if you're not an IBO? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6?
Nah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's one row.
Really?
Yes. That's why I said when they get to number 4, they got to either upgrade or be more strategic like myself and place people. And if they're adamant about not upgrading, y'all can maybe come up with something like, okay, so you don't have to upgrade. Do you mind that I enroll them so I can place them for you? So that can be an alternate situation, even if they bring in the people, but they got to understand if you do that, then when it comes to the unilevel and you hit them other levels, they're not going to get paid off those people because they're no longer their personal. But it does help them to not have to upgrade. So those are options that you can, offer.
So Camille,
so much.
You're welcome. Hey.
So what you're saying? So okay, next. So question is, so like, do I Am Mastery Academy extends like a grace period, like how, the example you just used, where you got like 5 days to move the person and put them somewhere. Or do you have to enroll the person for the person to have that power to strategically place them somewhere?
If you're a customer, no grace period applies to you. Anytime an IBO enrolls a customer, you got 10 days to place that person. But as a customer, like let's just say you signed up October 1st as a customer. You just signed me up, Anthony, Christine, Dr. Jewel, Dr. China. You signed 5 of us up. It's now the end of October. The 10-day window has passed. So when you upgrade to IBO, you're just going to have 5 legs. Now, if let's just say Juanita, let's just say Dwayne enrolled you. When you enroll me, Anthony, and Christine, you might be like, I need to enroll Dr. Jewel in China. But Dwayne, can you enroll them and then just place them? That would be the option, or you just need to upgrade. So that you can avoid those legs. So even if you get them people in, it's a 10-day window from the time they enroll. So even if you upgrade to IBO after they're in, your window starts, but it's not 10 days. It's 10 days from when they join. So even if you upgraded 5 days after they join, you have 5 more days left to actually place them.
Okay, great. And one more thing, I guess that I'm not understanding. Why would one wait to the Platinum 600 to upgrade to IBO? Ain't they missing out on money? And plus, they not no longer qualify for the 2 and the 3 if one of their people go get 2 people. So help me give me clarity with that.
Okay, so the person that stays as a Platinum, stays as a customer to that 600, they're qualified for the 2 and free, even if they got 3 people, because they have at least 2. If one of their 3 people does get some people an upgrade, they still have 2. You see what I'm saying? So they're still free. So you're free whether you got 2 people or 10 people if you're a customer. So that's the reason that they're wanting to stay. Some people may miss out on money, some may not. It just depends on how quick they build it. You know what I'm saying? So they may or may not miss out on money where that's concerned. But then some people don't really care. They just don't want that monthly fee. But some people don't see, like if I got 10 people I'm about to enroll, you just made $350 off them 10 people. Pay your monthly fee out of that. You know? But some people just think about it, leaving their bank account, but they're not thinking about how can I reproduce this money? And I tell people, like, don't think about the monthly fee. What can I do to create? We were called and born to be creators, not just to get in and then don't trade or do nothing because you're so focused on not wanting that monthly fee. Get out there and produce, you know. So that's why some people wait.
Hey, Millie Miller, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
What's up, sis? Hey, I know you had an appointment. Do you want me to take over and answer questions, or are you good?
I'm good. I actually texted him and said I'll be a few minutes late. This is fun.
All right, bet.
Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, Camille. Can I ask a question?
Hey.
So basically, say I've got my 4 personals and I want to start enrolling other people. Can I enroll them under the people that I already enrolled, like under any one of those 4? Can I start building team under them, and will they count towards my enrollment still?
They will. So if you enroll them through somebody else's link that you enrolled, they're now on your team. So Anthony, that's another option if they enroll more people. The thing to pay attention to is, let's just say you got 3 people in, you come up with, let's just say 5 or 6, 5 more. Let's just say you come up with 5 more and you give 2 to one person, 2 to another person, and 1 to another person. The 2 that you gave people 2 to are now free. So now you don't have enough customers to be free no more. You see what I'm saying? Because 3 of your people have turned to 0 and now you just have 1.
But at the moment, I'm not really concerned about being free. I'm concerned about placements.
Okay, so so you can do that. So you can do that.
I've said it's like there's no tree. We just keep placing people on one line.
Well, you don't really place, like when you enroll through a customer link, it's an automatic placement. So just depending on how many people go through that link will determine how many legs that customer's gonna have.
Yeah, but what if you're IBO? I'm talking. You remember you said
if you're an IBO, you can place them.
Remember you said like try to enroll as many people as possible, maybe at least 10 personals. At least 10 personals. So I'm talking about team building now. So I keep enrolling people. Can I place those personals that I've continued to enroll under other people and build the team up?
Yeah.
And they will still count as my enrollments.
Yeah. Because you enrolled them through your link. So when you enroll them through your link, they're yours, period, regardless of where you place them.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Hey, this Ladarian, is there any way we can get this recording? Because it would be very helpful.
Yeah, it's going to be posted in the team app.
Okay, thank you.
It'll be on my YouTube channel too.
Okay, can you post your YouTube information in the chat?
Sure. Hey. Yeah. So basically, like, let me see. Let me go back. No, you're fine. So, let me share my screen real quick. I want to show you something. This will like really put it in perspective for you. Okay, so on this chart right here, you see how like pretty much across the board you have to only have 3, but once you get up here you have to have 4, right? It's really only 2 for 600 and 1,000, but I started to put 4 all the way across, but I was like, let me just be realistic for some people. So look at this. Your personals can be a difference of you making 250,000 or 100,000. Does that make sense? Right? You miss one personal on any given week. You know, you thinking you getting that 62,500, but you only get $25,000 for that week. So yeah, that's why I tell people to push above that, because you can have 20,000 people in your organization, everything lined up at 250, but them personals fall off and you done short yourself $150,000. It's just been like that since I joined. Honestly, the personals, because if you think about it, out of 15,000 people to be chairman 250, only 4 have to belong to you. The other 15,996 can come from anywhere. If you think about it, you find you 4 people, and then some strong leaders. Everybody else got to come through your link. Period. Absolutely.
So Camille, it is a way where like you can have like the volume in your organization to hit rank, but not be ranked. Like I heard someone tell me that they have a bunch of people under them, they're not placed correctly. Like in other words, they actually right now they have like they could be a rank, they could be like a chairman, whatever, at this point, but they're not placed strategically. Is that possible if we're not careful?
So basically that placement, like I went over, is very important, because you can have all this volume, like, because that's what, like I was just giving that example with that power leg, is literally like, in one of my legs, I literally got like 2,500 people. That's technically enough to be a chairman 100 just with that leg. But because of the 40% rule and all of that, you got to get your other stuff lined up. So like I got a team, my team is over 3,000, close to 4,000 people, but now it's like, what work you doing on this side over here? So yeah, so that's definitely, true. You can have all the volume, but no rank. So that's why strategy and stuff is important. And you can't control how fast other people gonna move. You just got to keep moving just as fast as they do for your other legs.
Okay.
Any other questions? Sean, I'm probably about to turn it over to you if it's more questions so I can get ready to dip. And when I get back, I'll post the video for you guys. And I'll post the other charts that I created that'll help you. Let me make sure I do the last questions. Hey, Lewis.
Hi there. Nice to hear you. I've got a question, really. Sorry, I joined late, but just to understand, if I'm building a team and 1 week I don't get people join, and then 2-3 weeks I don't get some join, and then the next third week I get somebody join, do I still get a benefit, or did I get it wrong?
So are you, at this point, would you say you're a customer or IBO?
IBO.
Okay. So let's just say, at this point where you didn't have any enrollment, so this will be your first enrollment?
No, for example, let's be specific. I've got 2 enrollments already. And this has taken me a month and a half. Okay. And for example, this one last week, so nobody's joined in my team. When I hit 3 and then I get some joining, do I continue to get a benefit 150, or do I have to continue every week to add members to the team to get the benefits?
So you will be able to continue to have your 150 as long as every week all 3 are active. If one of them go inactive or go free, then you have to replace them.
I see. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Great. Hey, Sean, you there?
I got you, Ace.
Awesome. I'm gonna make you the admin or the host or whatever. Y'all, thanks so much for jumping on. I'll post the replay. Sean is amazing. Sean, I'm about to post. I'm gonna mute out and turn it over to you, but it's a few questions people sent me privately that I'm gonna repost for you. Okay.
All right, cool.
Thank you.
Man, thank you, Camille. You are awesome, guys. Let me tell you, that young lady was the one who taught me about structure and putting my business together when I first started. And so everything I know about all this placement and rank and strategically placing people, I learned from her. So thankful for that. So yeah, we're not going to be on too long. What is it? So we're already over 12 o'clock, but if you guys have any, pressing questions, let's get them out and keep moving. Let's see. Let me look in the chat, make sure I didn't miss anything. All right, cool. Is everybody good? Everybody's clear on that? Okay. I'll just cover it. Let's see. Will a member, let's see. Will a member be paid commission or monthly if having only IBMers? I think, Anthony, you answered that, didn't you? I think you would answer yes. We got that one. Do I place third people? Okay, do I have to place my third people or are they automatically placed? Okay, cool. So I think we covered all of that, guys. So anybody have any last questions, comments, or anything? Look, here's the big thing. You heard the powerhouse Nathan yesterday and the day before. Augustine. I mean, that UK crew is killing it. Anthony House CEO, all the power, man. You guys, man, Nathan has inspired me, man, and I loved it. I ain't gonna lie, I got a little steamy eyed, you know what I'm saying? Had a few onions in the room when he was telling the story, but I love that brother, man. He's inspired me, and I just want everybody to continue to do what they're doing. Guys, look, building is a decision. That's it. And when you make that decision, just go all in. Just understand, and I'm gonna close it out real quick with this. I know me and my running partner, my accountability partner, Pastor Carl Wilkins, him and Angela have been tremendous accountability partners to me. And then, of course, there's a number of other people like Augustine and Dwayne Lodge and a few other people, Jazz Williams, that I check in on a monthly basis. Guys, make sure you have an accountability partner to it's like being in the gym, get somebody to help you help you lift those weights and encourage you and keep picking up the weights. So you can keep moving. But here's the thing. When it comes to building, the first key that I learned, especially from Camille and Dr. Jewel, is you got to do private business reception. Okay? If you have not done a private business reception, you don't know what that is, get with the person who invited you in, your leader, your growing leader above you, not just the person who signed you up, but the person who is actually building. You want to go ahead and set up a private business reception. And all that is at your home office or wherever. You want to compound your time, that you want to leverage your time by getting the crowd to come to you. Go ahead and show the presentation, let them sign up. And then what you do from there is, guess what? You go from house to house to house doing the same thing. This is how you grow quickly. Okay, that's what helped me grow. That's what I've done in other businesses. Instead of just doing a bunch of one-on-ones, get people gathered up, show them the information, and then keep it moving. Okay, if you can't do that, then get them on a Zoom. Do the same thing. Do a private business reception on a Zoom call. That's why we have the Zoom meetings. Get all your people together and leverage your time. That's the key of why network marketing works. Because if I have an hour and everybody else around me has an hour, let's say I get 10 people, that's 10 hours I'm putting in my business. Okay. And I only had to spend 1 hour doing it because I'm putting everybody in a big bowl together, and then I'm presenting the information. So you want to continue to do that. Don't be scared of the private business reception or the Zoom. Okay, this is how you're going to grow. And then the last thing is, yes, I definitely do one-on-ones, but that is my last option. I'm going to be real honest with you guys. Unless I just can't lock the person down and I can't schedule a meeting, can't get them on the calls because maybe they work funny hours, maybe they're doing stuff, then yeah, I want to make sure I hurry up and get in front of them as quickly as possible, and then I make sure that I get a one-on-one. And then, of course, the last thing I do, guys, is regardless, people, I know me and Pastor Carl were talking about this before me. Now, this is my method. Doesn't mean it has to work for everybody. I know the London crew and everybody else and Dwayne Lott, all the leaders do things a little differently. But before I really get somebody on a presentation, whether it's on a Zoom or anything, most likely I've already showed them the 9-minute video. They've already have an idea of what they're looking at because I'm pre-qualifying them. Because if they're not turned on by the video, if they're not curious by the video, guys, then guess what? I'm not going to be able to walk them down the funnel to close them. So that's my personal thing. Everybody does it differently, but I'd rather, let me tell you something. When I send somebody to a live presentation or a Zoom, they already pretty much know it's Forex. They already know it's 225, 325. All they need to do is see something else to help them confirm that decision. They already feel like, okay, this is something I'm interested in. I know it costs money. I already know what it's about, tools and this, but now I need some belief level. That's what private business receptions, live Zooms, and all that do. It gives belief because they're already about 50 to 60% there. You just need something to push them over the edge and do the close. And that's also where a three-way comes in. If you're not doing three-ways with your leaders, then I'm telling you, you're missing the game. You're not going to get the chairman without three ways. I don't care who you are. Every single chairman that I have spoken to in the business, I've talked to over 25 chairman pluses at the conventions, one-on-one, Brandon Boyd. I mean, I've talked to even Bryce Thompson. I've talked to Dr. Raphael Spiller, of course, Dr. China, anybody that Eric Garrett. I've spoken to all of them, and they've all done three ways to get to chairman. Okay, so the thing is, stop reinventing the wheel. Stop thinking you're the stuff that you can close everybody by yourself. It's not meant to be done by yourself. Okay? It's meant to be done with a team. Be a great team player. Don't be a great MVP by yourself. Okay? That's all I got, guys. I love each and every one of you. Again, Camille did a smashing job. What you can do for me, guys, is go into the team app after Camille has posted that information, or even right now, as soon as you get off, put in the team app what you thought about the call. I want to get feedback from everybody, and Dr. Jewel needs to see that because her and Camille and all the other leaders dedicate a lot of time to put these calls together. So I think a lot of times we don't give our feedback visually so that other people will want to come on the call on your team. So get on the team app. Just put great call, awesome information, loved it, whatever it is. Just put a couple words in there, and that'll be greatly appreciated. Let's go out and build. Make sure, guys, you pay attention. We have 2 Zoom calls today. Get your people on. Take advantage of that. Leverage your time. And let's go ahead and make this money in the Forex market and get the bag. Take care, everyone.